Oh. That's weird. Wow.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some distinguished guests in our audience today, and I would like to introduce them to you at this time. First, we have Mr. Bob Birch, representative for Greg Fisher, Mayor of Louisville. Ms. Diana Ullman, Director of Memorial Service Network 4, who just led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Brent Yance, State Representative and Chairman of the Kentucky Civil War Sesquicentennial Commission. Mr. Craig Potts, Director of the Site Preservation Program, Kentucky Heritage Council. Mr. Mark Blackwell, Honorary Consul of the Federal Republic of Germany. Dr. Madeline Burnside, Executive Director of the Fraser History Museum. And representing Brigadier General Les Beavers, former Commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, is Jeff Acuff. The Honorable Steve L. Murrow, Undersecretary for the Memorial Affairs. We are delighted to have you, ladies and gentlemen, with us today. Our first speaker today is Mr. Brent Yance. Mr. Yance has represented the state's 15th district in the Kentucky House of Representatives since 1997. However, his main reason for joining us today is that he is the chair of the Kentucky Civil War Sesquicentennial Commission, where he is engaged in expanding the public's understanding of Kentucky's role in the Civil War. Mr. Yance.
I appreciate being invited here and participating in this very historic and very important event in our nation's history. I love the Civil War. I read about it all the time. I know Lincoln as if he's a personal friend, having read so many books about him. He's a native Kentuckian and someone we're all proud of. This event commemorates the activities of the 32nd Indiana Infantry, including the men who are named on the monument as well as those who fought here. They fought at Rowlett Station. Their commander noted that the severity of the fight was such that as he had never seen before. There was fierce hand-to-hand combat between the soldiers here and the Texas cavalry who fought them here. Colonel August Willich noted that there was much bravery here and that the bravery extended beyond the men whose names are on this monument, but extended to all of those, because he couldn't say who was the most fierce fighter. He couldn't say who was the bravest. They were all brave, and we're here today to honor all of them, not just those whose names are on this monument. And I'm proud that we have saved the history of the original monument and have moved it to the Fraser Museum, because this country deals with the future on how we listen to the voices of the past, and that's what we're having to do in this nation today as we deal with the facts that go on in this country and the problems we have. Today, nearly 150 years after that Civil War, in a time period that goes through 2015, we will be celebrating, honoring, and remembering our history as Kentuckians and as Americans. The Kentucky History Center and the Kentucky Civil War Sesquicentennial Commission are in collaboration also with the Kentucky General Assembly in promoting, remembering, and educating our youth about our past so that they will understand how we got to where we are today and how we will move forward into the unknown of tomorrow. To that end, we have a lot of educational activities going on. We're creating historic Civil War trails and markers throughout the state. We're doing educational issues on the internet. We're encouraging schools to get engaged. And at some point in time, we're going to have the debates in the Kentucky General Assembly in the Civil War era online so people can study those events, and also so we can study those events as legislators and understand what we did. One of the things we are doing to make Kentucky youth understand how we are celebrating and remembering the Civil War is re-outfitting our Kentucky History Mobile to accommodate the Civil War that we're now celebrating. It was used during the Lincoln Bicentennial. We're now outfitting it, and it will morph next spring into a Civil War mobile, and it'll travel to every county in this state. It has traveled to every county in this state, going to schools, to civic events, so that people can come in and understand our history and greater appreciate where we have come as a nation and where we may be going as a nation. I congratulate these reenactors who are here today because they are symbols of a past that is very much present in the future. We learn from the past. That's what the sesquicentennial is about. We remember, we educate, and we tell the next generation, hopefully, how we can make society better. I thank all of our federal officials and our guest representative representing the Republic of Germany for being here today. Tell-a-side event. In 2007, I was in Germany in Hessen, and I met the Chancellor there. So it was exciting. I'm glad to have you here today. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Jans.